for both teams coming into this tournament. A lot of them haven't yet represented their country at the grand stage. This is the Opens. This isn't youth anymore. They've made that transition from youth into the Opens category. And it's a new World Cup cycle. So 2024, you normally relook at the teams. A lot of players will drop out. Some new ones will come into the team ahead of the 2028 World Cup in New Zealand. So this is stage one of these Tier 2 teams coming in and matching it with the likes of New Zealand and Australia to try and get their squads right as they lead into that World Cup.
A lot of pride as well attached to these teams. There is the Tongan flag flying high. And, of course, China now heading back to their box. There is the coaching staff, Mitch Walkerton, Tom Taylor, Charlie Walkerton in there as well. So, very experienced crew. Tom, in particular, has had some great success in New South Wales recently with the Maitland Redbacks, the Hunter Western Hornets as well. So, it's a team that is very well led from that coaching crew.
Yeah, a lot of raw talent. Especially in that China team. You have a look at Thomas Wong, an experienced campaigner, came through that Australian youth program. Really talented out of eastern suburbs there in Sydney. Represented Roosters in the NRL Touch Premiership. Came through the 18s and the 20s Australian program. So keep an eye on him. Number 23, Thomas Wong. As you can see, you mentioned a lot of passion from the Tongan fans as the crowd begins to build. We saw passion and some real emotion during the opening ceremony as well, James, as all the teams holding their flags high and made a march around the field. It's quite spectacular, something to witness.
Yeah, wonderful display. We haven't seen scenes like that since Nottingham back in 2024 with so many nations taking to the fields there. And, of course, we saw the kind of emotion throughout that tournament, jubilation from not just the players but the fans as well. That final itself, the Men's World Cup final between Australia and New Zealand, probably had about 10,000 people just swarming in around the grounds. They bust in more grandstands. And we've certainly got a beautiful big stadium here in Mudgee, so they won't have to call upon that. But I'll tell you what, these teams will leave nothing in the tank, Jackson.
Please take the field.
30 seconds out, you're really nervous at this point in time. The nerves really start to kick in. As soon as the whistle goes, it kind of disappears. But right now, the anticipation, the players just wanting to get out there and get us underway. And here we go, Tonga versus China.
So China in the black kit, up against Tonga in the red. I'll start there, of course, with Joseph Liu, St. George Jr., along with their captain, Meng Che, and we are officially underway now for the Asia Pacific Opens Touch Cup for 2026 at Glen Willow Regional Sporting Complex in Mudgee. Tonga with first use of the ball, heading up towards the 7 now. Fafita plays it just outside that mark. Very flat pass now. The speed from Fafita, trying to get on the outside of that defender. Just got the touch in time, but it was a close one.
Great defence there by China. You can see Fafita, the speed already on display, but great cover defence.
Now floating a pass wide. Wasn't necessarily expecting it was Potesio, but did a good job to reel it in. Last one brought up now. The Hikite turns it to the middle. Now a little switch play here. They've got options once again. Fafita won't need it. Simply puts the foot down. And on the first set, he burns them. Speed to burn for that matter.
Bit of a lucky play there by Tonga. They actually dished it to the wing, expecting it to be fifth and last, but it was fourth. And you can see a late switch there. Really nice work by Brenton to drag him across, and then Fafita just using his footwork and speed, burning the Chinese defence.
So one try to nil. The first try of the Asia Pacific Opens Touch Cup goes the way of Tonga. China now behind the 8 ball and finally getting the ball in their hands for that matter. Yu brings it forward. Back to the middle here for Lee. Oh, very flat pass there into the arms of Yu. Lee once again just got a little bit disconnected on that occasion. They had Thomas Wong pushing through. Didn't get a touch on the ball throughout that set, but got in the wrong spot there. And now Tonga on play one will turn it back over.
Yeah, Carl Bailey just pushing the pass there. Now, it's, as I mentioned at the start, James, it's probably a little bit nerves hanging around, but China now with a good attacking position here.
First game of the tournament on the stadium field now. Wong takes off. Down. Oh, Wong quite simple. Well, hang on. We're going to come back here. They'll get the penalty. That was an awkward one there. Forward out of acting half is the call.
Yeah, it was definitely forward. Great call by the sideline referee. They love to call them too.
In particular, the past 12 months, we've really seen a crackdown on the forward passes out of acting half. I'm sure Tonga won't mind that too much as they come up over halfway. Still with that one-try advantage as New now carts it through the middle. Quick roll ball as well, back into the path of New. They've got them worried once again. Oh, little dummy in the step. And New completely splits them. He's new to this team and certainly gets his name on the score sheet here. 2 tries to nil early on. They look very potent, Tonga.
That's a great try from you, but it actually started down the other end of the field. Touches 1 and 2, strong drives for Tonga. Really good roll in from the substitution box. And New putting his mark on the game. The speed coming out of the box from Tonga. If they can maintain that, China could be in big trouble early on. But China again with the ball.
Well, last time they were down here, Wong went over, of course, off the back of a forward pass, but they've proven they can split them. Just need a bit of time with possession now. Into the arms of Chair it comes. Turns it back to this left-hand side. Played quickly from Chung. Wasn't quite on the mark, though, so went back to that spot. That's a better strike dump, though, right on the 7. Now Chung, looking short on this occasion. I must say, it was very well marked up out wide from Patesio, who just stood on her opposition winger, didn't allow for any space.
Great defence from Tonga as well. China, it's good to see. They've got the attacking moves. They've got the arsenal there. And we saw Tom Wong early in the first set of China crossover. Unfortunately, it was a forward pass, but he's the danger man. China, if they can get the ball in the hands of Tom Wong, he can create some absolute chaos.
Now Bailey here on the last takes it to this right-hand side. Once again, the draw and pass. No pass needed. The big dummy comes out. And it's happened now for them 3 times. Rinse and repeat. Tonga just take it to the line. Little dummy and too much speed.
Carl Bailey, just a nice open side quickie, basically, from about 20 metres out. The defence can't go with him, showing his foot speed. The big dummy crossing the line. Tonga up early in this fixture.
Well, the past 2 tries, carbon copies. The one before that, not too dissimilar either. Just a little switch and then the speed with the dummy. Through they went. 3-0 after less than 4.5 minutes. Warning signs here for China. They drop it down 7 metres away from the try line, then a floating pass out to this link position, but unfortunately there, Dang had come rushing in and really didn't leave any room for the link to work with.
Tell you what, if Dang stayed out there, it was an easy 2-on-1 pass for China. She was walking over in the corner.
Now a rather meek turnover too, so China, they need to recalibrate a few things here. Tonga have their measure in the opening exchanges. Good pressure defensively, though, from Kwok, the co-captain, standing tall. That's another good display of line speed there, back-to-back from China. It's now bouncing around is New, up towards halfway. That's another good touch made that from Jesse Cochran. Got there in time, and now Fafita. Quick delivery once again to Loco Tui. Drops it down. Fafita looking dangerous once more. They were looking for the little return play there with Raymond New, but couldn't quite find the spot. But even when it's going wrong, there's some good signs for Tonga.
They look dangerous in the middle, don't they, Tonga? Really good foot speed and ball work. They can work so well together, and you just don't know what they're going to do with it. They're so skillful, and they've got the foundational skills to flick it, to throw long. You just don't know what they're going to do with the ball.
A good touch made there from Melisea. Toward the 7 they go. Last one brought up. Watch out for Wong here. Wong fires the pass. It was met with a big hand there from Melisea. So an extra set to work with, but that's the most dangerous they've looked so far.
So here you go. Tommy Wong in the 23 forwards white cap. He'll take charge of this China team in the attack. He'll look to get as much ball in hand as possible.
Baying for a penalty. It's not forthcoming at the moment. A little bit of a game of cat and mouse there. And then Wong with the slide dive from range. Jeez, that was beautiful. Collapsed to ground so quickly and then pulled out the old slip and slide. Under he went. 3-1 the score.
Easy as you like too. Tom Wong playing with the defence and just burns them on the outside. That little stop-start jink squaring up the defence, making them hold for 1 second longer just so he could step out, stretch out. And Tommy Wong putting his mark on the game early on.
Jeez, I'll tell you what, there's one player that was very reminiscent of, E4 Jones in that World Cup final. Certainly know he likes a dive, and Tommy Wong doing a great impersonation there. So an early turnover as well for Tonga. Another try here, China right back in the contest. So Chung now plays it. Flat delivery, and then carting it forward once again is Wong. Wong now delivering there for Chair. Chair out to this left-hand side for Chung. Chair taking them on. through for acting half and just couldn't get the pass away in time. Bailey was there to meet him. Cardinal sin from China.
Bailey just with a good touch there on the line. I tell you what, Chung and Che working together well for China in the middle. Unlucky just didn't come off with a try on that occasion. They did the right thing, took it deep into the line. Bailey just a little cheeky jink and just got him on the shoulder.
Now Vehikite takes it forward, followed up by the speed here for Fifita. Great dump as well. Last one brought up for Fifita, still there in the middle, floating through, but unfortunately that pass was floating forward. And there is the turner, but geez, every time he touches it, that speed causing problems for the defence.
You can tell Fifita is really digging into the line well with Brainton. They've got a great partnership, forwards hat, backwards hat. Brayton, you can see line speed. And Tonga, doing really well here in defence, stopping that Chinese attack coming into their own half.
And a sloppy roll ball too from China. There is the turnover, just as they were building nicely towards the back end of the set. It's good defensive pressure from Cassius Melisea. Had a couple of touches in that set. It's now Tonga through Vehikite out to this right-hand side, and then a hop and a skip there from Bryanton. Still marching forward. Eventually he'll go back onto the mark. He was met by his opposite number in the form of Kwok.
Oh, a little bobble by Tonga. Just a couple of errors creeping into the game from both teams at the moment. Just a little bit of a lull. But China, they just need to... That's it, exactly like that. Taking it forward, straightening the defence up, making them make a decision. And unfortunately, ball going to ground again. So Tonga in real good field position to put another one on the board. And there's some space too.
Straight away for New. Then heads back towards the middle. Quick release from Taukatelata. And now Raymond New. So the two new boys are out there, Raymond and Cavalli. Here is Cavalli just bouncing around the 7. Quick play the ball back for Raymond. And Cavalli delivering to him once again. Clever work because he saw that Wong was offside. Moved off the line a little bit too quickly and they pinged him for it.
They were lucky too, China. They had players all around the park in alternate defending positions. And Tonga again looking sharp, but great defence there by the China link.
Now Cavalli New bouncing around that 7. No touch forthcoming as of yet here for China. Desperate for the penalty is New. Won't get it on this occasion. Raymond now scoops it. Trying to get away out of acting half. There's a second penalty inside the 7. They've got to be very careful here.
That's tough. It was players not walking forward. So as the defensive line, you must move forward towards the attacking team. But Tom Wong reading the attack quite nicely there. Actually picked the dummy and followed the ball player. You can see that they're switched on and they're communicating well, China.
Can they turn away this most recent raid? Fifita drops it down. Short side effort here. A couple of dummies then around the corner pass. Oh, what a ball then into the arms of Carl Bailey. Geez, that was clever work from Newen Fifita. Very, very tricky for Tonga. Here it is again on the replay. It's going to look superb.
Watch Fifita when he gets the ball back. He actually goes behind the defensive line, throws the dummy around Tom Wong. And New, easy as you like, just dishes it off to Carl Bailey and struts over for his second try of the match. But how about the skill on display from Fifita? The awareness to dummy, take a step forward, throw the ball behind the defensive line. And New and Bailey are linking up to send Tonga 4 tries to 1.
Well, that was very sneaky there from JP Fifita. So China once again in a little bit of a hole. Love to get a strike back right here and now. And they'll take them on, try and burn them with speed through Chair. And he might well have done it. Yes, he has. Geez, that was almost a case of surprise there, I think, for Chair. There's nothing really doing. We'll see it again here on the replay. Chair just bouncing around. Little jinking run in and away. And it looked like the touch had been made there from Tuiono, but he just kept moving forward.
Tuiono, he was trying to chase him down. But Chair just coming through the middle. China actually ran a splitter then. That's a very nice attacking set piece from China where the sweeper looks like they're going to go around the back, but they actually split between the ball players. And confused the Tongan defence. China right back in this one.
So 4-2 the score here is Fifita. Can't sit forward. He's been the danger man so far. Up to the 7 he goes. Very fast play the ball. New there in support as well. Couple of dummies and nearly squeezing through was Bryanton. Didn't have to go to New on that occasion.
Great touch by Jesse Cochran coming up off the line, making that touch. New was in for all money, held his ground, made the touch nicely.
Bryanton once again playing on the 7. Now wrapping around as Fafita. There he is. The in and away in the speed. Fafita will collect a second. Dives out. Jeez, he is toying with them at the moment.
How's the strut after he scored that try too? But watch this on the replay. Watch this one little stop-start that he does, and he squares up the China defence. So you see New make the touch. He comes around. Just that one little stop-start puts the defence on their heels. And Fafita taking advantage of that, making it look too easy.
Too easy, and 5-2 the score. So 12.5 gone over the midway point in this first half. Floated here now for Yu. Yu will drop it down. Lee then hopping in at acting half. The Hills Hornets Jr. And for Trevor Yu once again. Short delivery there from Lee. Then a long floating pass from Wong. Doesn't quite hit the mark. They were rushing in when they needed to stay out.
It's good to see, though, from China really digging into the line, making Tonga make a defensive decision. So we mentioned him all game already, Thomas Wong. He's the dominant ball player for China. So if he can get the ball in hand, he can throw both ways as well.
I suppose the big concern for China is, though, that on the other side of the ledger, there's probably 3 of a similar calibre for Wong. Fafita's caused all sorts of problems. Bryanton, Bailey, New as well. Speaking of which, here is Bailey now scooping from acting half. Quick release. Oh, short side rate. It was there for the taking. The Hikite just couldn't reel it in, but she had a 2-on-1, and Dang would have been in a very precarious position.
Good ball movement again from Tonga, from Bailey to New, and Vihakite just putting that down. Unfortunately, she was walking over for all money. Dang, unfortunately, caught in a bit of no man's land on that occasion.
So now Wong, quick release as Lee heads out to that right-hand side, trying to get the fresh troops on the field, but they haven't done so successfully. Not square in attempting to play it. I suppose that's the pressure that Tonga are applying defensively. It's a very quick line speed. They're forcing them into the quick roll ball if they want to get that momentum working, China.
And you've got Bailey and Tuiono in the middle as well. Tuiono coming from the field, but Bailey again, he's one of the stronger ball players in the Tongan lineup. Getting some fresh legs on with New and Fafita again. These two are just going to play funny buggers in the middle, these two.
Here is Bryanton now, just sidestepping before he links up with Fafita, looking for a hat-trick. Bryanton once again, fast play the ball back to Fafita, offside. Surely that's a play through. Ooh, they're going to say the touch was a legitimate one. I must say, I think there was about 2 or 3 metres between it being legitimate and a penalty.
Hey, still good defence by China.
If you can get away with it, that is. Certainly did there. Now Fafita, the one-handed show and go, and then just flopping a pass out to this right-hand side. Doesn't really hit the mark. Lucky to get away with that one there, China. But look, still in the contest. 15 gone, 5-2. They can be next to score. It's well and truly game on. With
the amount of errors that China have had and the momentum Tonga have had, China are right in this match. I know it's 5-2, but they do have the attacking power to go forward, and that is surely got to be forward.
Yeah, they're coming back for it now, but that was directly in front of our path, and I think that would have been a pass Tom Brady was rather proud of. So another turnover here. Another chance for Tonga to really flex the muscle, and they do have their big guns on deck. Bryanton, Fafita, they've been working well together.
If you do act confident with a forward pass, it's more likely the referee won't see it.
I'm sure that's from a very long career of doing exactly that, Jackson Mills. It's another penalty here for Tonga. Offside on this occasion for China. Patasio out there along with Vihikite. So they're occupying this right-hand side at Lincoln wing. Now Cavelli New out there as well, along with Raymond New. So the 2 new boys are there, along with Tau Katai Lata on that left link position. This is Raymond New up towards that 7 metre. Now a bit of a change of speed here from VP Tau Katai Lata, if you don't mind. Nearly split them. Danced around 2. Hasn't he got a turn of speed for a big man, and they will confirm it.
It's unbelievable by Tonga. Just literally dancing off his right, off his left. Yeah, the 2 new boys setting it up. Look, there's no room to move out there at all. And he manages just to split the China defence and sending Tonga to 6. Tell you what, they've got just so much natural ability and so many skills you just can't teach in this Tongan side. Great to see.
Well, we know that you can't substitute for pace, and they've got that in abundance. JP Fafita has shown that a couple of times. Now here is Wong on the march forward. All found a good pass into that link hole and finds Jasmine Cochrane, who's just caught right on the line. But that was a good ball from Wong. Back to the 7 now. Plays it quickly. Wong once more, threatening and then diving once again. That's the second time he's pulled their pants down. And once again, it's an E4 Jones attempt there and certainly comes up trumps. But Tommy Wong, we talked about him pre-match. He has delivered to the hype.
Well, it's great service as well by Lee. He can see what's coming. Tommy Wong wants the ball in his hands as fast as possible. And you can see him, he's toying with the middles here from the Tongan defence. As soon as he gets the ball, he dummies back on the inside, squares up the defensive line and just hits the deck. Great try by Tom Wong.
So 6-3 the score, getting very close to half-time, though, about 2 minutes to that point. As now Melisea out there along with JP Fafita. Still on a hat-trick, hasn't got it as of yet. Bryanton, quick release for Fafita. Now they've got them concerned on this left-hand edge. Catch and pass, and there is the try here for Tonga. I think it's Whitney Tupou who's gone in. And 7-3 the score now. So Tonga just lethal on that left-hand edge at the moment.
Yeah, scoring a few tries out wide too. They're going through the middle and on the outside, causing absolute chaos for the Chinese defence. But it is Melisea with the good hands, catch and pass out to the wing for Tonga. 7-3 with a minute and a half to play in the first half.
So China love to get one back on board before that half-time break, just to get themselves in touching distance once again. It's now Cochrane. Carts it up towards the 7. Nobody in there to take advantage of that quick roll ball, though. Eventually arriving was Kwok. Cochrane bouncing on the 7. Kwok, last one brought up. Back to Cochrane. Big left foot step. Opens up for Kwok. Oh, had he tipped it on one further still. They were unmarked in that right link channel.
Great covering defence there by Tonga. See, with China, there's a minute to go on the clock. They should have thrown Tom Wong back into the attacking set just to try and put another one on for China. You know, you come on for 1 minute, then you've got the entire half-time to catch your breath. But now Tonga with the momentum going forward.
And a big roll here. Tuiono carts it forward, then Bailey. Tuiono floating it well and truly over the head and about 5 metres forward into the arms of Amber Dang. So the last right of reply will fall here for China. Enough time for a full set, but they've got to go the best part of 55 metres. Kwok then popping a pass. And they're still going to head towards the sideline. I'd like to see them go for the throat in that situation. Up over halfway they come now. They might get one shot at them. Once again, carting it forward with Wong. Here they go now. Last attempt. Wong with the dancing feet off. Finds a great pass there into the link position for Jenny Toe, but it's a tough one to take. Had she taken it cleanly, little flick out to the sideline, and it would have been a way down the wing. So final seconds here for this first half. Been an entertaining opening to the Asia Pacific Opens Touch Cup for 2026, but Tonga have dominated the first 20 minutes. 7-3 the score. And a lot of that damage, Jackson, coming through their fast men through the middle.
Yeah, it's just building momentum, Tonga, from the first time they touched the ball. Really looking to Fafita, using his foot speed, using his skills. And Tonga, they're scoring through the middle and on the outside. So China are going to have to really discuss about their defensive roles at half-time as we go to the break.
It's all smiles there in the box from Tonga in control in our first match of the Asia Pacific Opens Touch Cup for 2026 at Mudgee. At the break, they lead 7-3. Welcome back to Glen Willow Regional Sporting Complex in beautiful Mudgee, country New South Wales. Really putting on a show to open the Asia Pacific Opens Touch Cup for 2026, and Tonga, for that matter, also putting on a show in the opening first 20 minutes. 7-3. They look very fluid and very fast, Jackson Mills.
Please take the field.
They do. And I guarantee you, after that halftime break, they're going to be feeling refreshed and ready to go. Tonga, big defensive effort here. They'll probably get really fast off the line. I mean, you've got the likes of Bailey in the middle and Fafita really dominating the game early. Bailey on 2, Fafita on 2. I'm sure there's plenty of more tries to come in this one.
So time on for the second half. China get first use of possession. They need points on the board as Chung works it forward. Now, Brendan Wong out there as well. He's in the 11. Didn't see a great deal of time on the field in that first half. Strong contact there, but not forceful, according to the referees. Wong will bring it back towards the 7 here. And once again, they're pinged for an incorrect roll ball. We saw that quite a few times in the first half.
You could see they're coming back to that splitter play, China. They worked for them once in the first half where they fake the sweeper, and as they do the split, the player comes through both players. So it worked for them. I love that China actually going back to that because it did work. There's no reason to go away from it.
Now Vehi Kite up over halfway. Short delivery there for JP Fafita. That was very much delayed into the line. Oh, big dummy then from Fafita. Nearly fooled them. Chung just got fingertips to him, though.
That was close. Chung making a crucial touch. But China, we spoke about it in the first half, James. They did have a lot of errors. So if they can get that out of the game, you need to put the ball, especially against a team like Tonga, up the end of the field every single set.
Well, so far they've started this set quite well. 3 players up over halfway. Fast roll ball too, and now Thomas Wong is out there. So this is good signs for China in this set. Doesn't quite get the strike dump on the last here, but watch him conjure up some sort of miracle nearly. I'll tell you what, we don't see it too often, but the flick pass was actually on there back toward the middle.
What I'd rather like to see Tom Wong do is actually slow the ball down in the middle of the field. He's very good at static plays, which means he's not as strong as running into the defensive line rather than letting the defensive line come to him. We saw him score 2 tries in the first half by just off statics. If he can stop, let the defensive line come to him, they're going to have so much more success.
A quick release again here from Tonga. Rolling forward. Massive momentum in this set. And now they're fanned out nicely to the right-hand side. Here is New, taking it up towards the 7. Dropping it down now. Last one brought up. Here's Cavalli New. Oh, geez, that's a tough call for mine. As Trevor Yu hopped up into the channel, didn't really look to make a play at it, and I must say it wasn't a particularly advanced move into the channel either.
Well, another good set of 6. Great field position by Tonga. Hard to defend from here.
Cavalli New drops it down, gets it back once again. Oh, takes them on straight away. They're going to say he's bounced it as he was looking to stretch the mid out and put another try on the board. We might get another look at that, but geez, it was a fingertip control and only just came out. Now, China have let it go here. Looks like it might be a mutual infringement.
True, yeah, just as he goes to dive, Tom Wong was nowhere near him, and I actually can't make a decision. It looked like he put the ball on the line, and it just kind of grabbed. But, hey, the referee's in a better position than we are. But, again, China gifting Tonga the perfect field position, as you see Carl Bailey and Tuiono creeping back into the middle, and New is still out there. Danger signs for China.
The big question, of course, being separation. I'm not sure if there was any, but certainly China won't mind it. Another threat here, though. Tonga attacking the line now with a big hop and a skip there from Tuiono. Oh, kept alive back towards the middle and then linking up with Cavalli New. But, geez, Bailey has the ball on a string in this game, and it's 8-3.
Extremely hard to defend, too. I mean, Tonga are squeezed into that corner with a massive open side, so there's just so much room to move and play to the open side when they do come back. And, I mean, China have to defend 3 players in 30 metres of space. It's kind of impossible.
So now Bailey, New, and JP Fafita all on hat-tricks. None of them have collected it as of yet, but the way they're working, Tonga, you'd imagine that's not too far around the corner. Now Jesse Cochran carts it forward, about 10 metres away from the try line. The surface looking beautiful here at Glen Willow Regional Sporting Complex. Back to Cochran once again. It's all very lateral, though, from China. Nobody digging into holes and really testing the line at the moment.
Yeah, you're spot on. It is very lateral. But China, they do have some fast footwork. We've seen Kwok pick up from dummy half and try and drive through the line. But Tonga, defensive sets are too strong at the moment.
Up towards halfway. Nearly didn't have an option there, but Potesio eventually arrived. And now Cavalli New once again. Raymond New will then scoop it up off the follow-up. Now really looks to split them all. Great speed from Raymond New. Can't score from acting half. Will link up with brother Cavalli, though. And there is the first hat-trick of this match for Tonga. 9-3 the score, and it's New to New with an old trick.
Raymond New, look at that little goosey on the outside. Just leaving Jesse Cochran behind and digs into the back line. Making it look too easy now. Tonga, great scoop from half. Just showing the foot speed and how fast these young boys are.
So 9-3, 15 to go in this one. I don't want to put a line through China just yet, but they probably have to be perfect from this point onwards.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of errors, unfortunately, creep into the game of China. We mentioned they just need to put the ball up the other end of the field every time and make Tonga drive out from their own half.
Now Wong delivers here for Chair. Chair just bouncing on this 7, plays it quickly for Chung. And then Chair almost finds a gap. In fact, he will do exactly that. Again, a very unorthodox finish here for Chair to get this try, but they sort of got stuck on the line, never really pushing forward. And Chair said, you know what, I'll put the foot down.
It was a great setup between Chair and Chung. Chung feeding him back fast off the quickie. And yeah, Chair just splitting the two Tongan defenders. And the ref's giving all clear, but it was a little bit unorthodox, falling while reaching out. Hey, a try's a try.
What do they say in Toy Story? It's falling with style. Close to flying there from Chair.
He knew what he was doing.
At the end of the day, that's all that counts, really. As long as he knows what he's doing, the referee knows how to blow the whistle off the back of it. It all counts the same. So Chair gets the try. 9-4 the score. 6-10 gone in the second half. Once again, though, Tonga on the attack. Melisea back out there now as well. They go looking for him, won't need him in the end. That was simple stuff from Bryanton, who simply took off. Had China going in the opposite direction, and it was a real mismatch for speed.
It's actually really smart from Tonga. You see they had Vihikite out of dummy half, and that actually confuses the Chinese defence, particularly in the mixed game, because it leaves all of the other players open to actually score a try. So you could see Fafita just making it look too easy, dumping it. And then Bryanton just strolling over. He had so much time and so much space, making it look too easy.
So China now in a real difficult position. 10-4, Big Buddy, if you will. This comes out to this right-hand side for Cochran, then wrapping around, but not called upon on this occasion was Liu. So they come out to this left-hand side. Once again, the ball hits the deck.
Yeah, Jessie Cochran, if you hit the winger, she was walking over for all money. You could see her hands in the air, calling for the ball. Unfortunately, just falling short on that occasion. So the wings are open for China. You've seen it a number of times. Unfortunately, they just don't have someone with that real dominant ball passing ability to get it there, which is why I'd love to see Tom Wong really come in and inject himself more into this game.
Well, now might be the time for him. So they've got a full set inside enemy territory. Worth pointing out as well, the wind has really picked up behind China here. So that's something they've got to keep in mind when throwing the long ball. Now Cochran comes out to that left-hand side.
Foot speed from Jasmine Cochran.
So it does look light on her feet as it comes here for Brandon Wong. Wrapping around once again is Chair. So last time they were down this end with Chair, he collected. Wong then floats a very awkward pass there. I think it was pushed by the wind. Last one brought up now. Chung out of this left-hand side, easily picked off, though, in the end from Tau Katai Lata, who made it look very simple against Jenny Toe.
Good defensive set there by Tukalata. Come out really quick, making the defensive touch, and then scrambling across. And again, just Tonga coming up with an error themselves, gifting China really good field position. If they shift it left, there's some space, but they elect to go straight.
Yeah, didn't even look there. Chair plays it quickly. They're really hammering down this short side. It's easy.
That's play on, surely. It's got to be play on.
It's been waved away, and then Chair didn't take advantage of it, so there is the penalty blown now. But you're right, Jackson. There's still oodles of space on that left-hand edge. It's a 4-on-3 at the moment. If they keep going that way, once again, they've stopped here. Chung, then back to the right. So just not assessing the numbers at the moment, China. Now played on the 7. Chung to Chair. These two have been working well in tandem. Chair now having a look at the line once more. He'll stretch out. A good effort. New was there to meet him. In fact, both of the new boys. They'll make the touch on him. So back to the 7 they go once again. Couple of plays left. Haven't looked left on a single occasion in this set, though. Last one brought up now. Chair once again. This time will float over the top.
There we go.
Intercepted by Tau Kate Lata. And say good night. He simply got too much speed. Up over halfway he goes. That energises the Tongan fans. He'll go the length of the field and plant it down 11-4.
How good's that to see? A big body, too, just streaming away. He's got a lot of speed to burn. Look at that, just plucking it out of the air. Sees open pasture. I tell you, the field at Mudgee here is so good. Running away like that would have felt amazing. It's honestly like day one of a test match in cricket. It is that minted.
Well, it's springy in the step. You could see him just bouncing off the turf there. Best part of 65 metres for Tau Kate Lata. So now up through the middle once again. Good read out wide from Patesio, jamming in. And then Wong with a big left foot step, if you don't mind. Made them look silly. What a good way to bring up the hat-trick there for Thomas Wong. He has been so sharp, and that illustrates it right there.
Again, they've gone back to the splitter, where it looks like Wong's going to wrap around, but he actually comes through the guy playing the ball and the dummy half. And how about that little left foot by Tommy Wong? The old boy making him... He still looks like he's fit, isn't he? He's actually a really good golfer, Tom Wong. Spends a lot of time at the driving range. I haven't actually seen him play golf, but it seems like he likes to play golf.
Might have to challenge him. I know you've taken it up a fair bit recently. Don't mind your little par 3 course out there. And where is it? Near Brisbane?
I'll tell you what, I'd be nervous to take a divot out of this course out here in Mudgee. Oh, mate, the field's just too perfect, and what a slide dive it is.
Long range effort there from Bryanton. He has been sharp as well. Geez, they've got a few weapons, this Tongan team.
They do, and it's good to see between Fafita and Bryanton in the middle. They've been very dominant together, reading each other well.
Last one brought up again for Fafita, back to Bryanton, all floating a pass over the top, a peach of a pass. However, they're going to call it forward. Wasn't much in it. It was a well-floated pass right in the arms of Melisea, but it won't stand. So 11-5 it remains. Tonga, I think they have done enough already, but by the same token, haven't really put China away for good.
No, they've both had a significant amount of errors, especially coming out of their own half. They need to, I know it's only game one, but they do need to fix that if they're going to really make a mark on this campaign here at the Asia Pacific Cup.
So touch pass call there on China. As a result, that is the turnover with about 8 minutes remaining. Tonga in control. I must say, though, I don't really think they've sort of lifted out of, say, third or fourth gear, Tonga. They're doing enough to make sure they're comfortable without really putting the foot down.
A lot of the time this first game is really just going through the motions, trying to understand, how it really feels to go through your processes in a real match. You can train all the times that you want, but it doesn't actually matter until you're in this scenario right here.
Now Cavalli new with the dancing feet, not fooling Chung, who makes the touch. There is the turnover there. The wind continues to pick up at Mudgee. Chair will cart it up through the middle, met there by Raymond New. And then meters on offer for Daniel Chung. About 10 shy of the halfway line. That's a better straight
Great
drive.
run.
So they'll pick up about 12 metres there. It was an excellent run from Wong. The follow-up is strong too. Now Thomas Wong into the action himself. Drops it down quickly. Wants that strike up. We'll get it back here on this right-hand side. Bang off the right foot, but New, also very fleet-footed. Easily dealt with him on that occasion.
Yeah, great defensive read there by Tonga. Again, though, China, they can really turn it on if they get that drive. We saw them come to the substitution box. They made about 20 metres off one run. As we mentioned, there's been a lot of errors in this first game. I know the players are probably very nervous, so it's good to get them out in the first one.
Not to mention a fair bit of fatigue starting to set in now for these two teams as well. As you mentioned, you can train as much as you like for it, but match fitness is a completely different beast. As Wong carts it forward, followed up by Cochrane, who then sends it to the middle here for Keith Lee.
So I'd love to see Tommy Wong here take charge. He's really good at statics, so if he can get the ball in his hand, as he does just here.
Oh, Wong then floats it over the top. Great read, though, from Patesio, jamming in off the wing. It was a good ball from Wong, but an even better defensive decision.
Here he goes. Nice static.
Here is Wong once more. Big right foot step, then turns it back towards the middle. Well read in the end, though, from Sione Holani, who makes the touch, but there's a fresh set coming up for China.
Yeah, you can see Wong having a conversation with Lee there. He wants him to run that unders line. You saw Lee actually bounce out after Tommy Wong steps right. If he runs a tighter line to him, he scores in between the two middles. So Wong will really look to take charge for China in this set.
Yeah, he's hit that link hole consistently, Tommy Wong. We haven't really seen him pull the trigger on a long ball as of yet. That might be a way to get through this Tongan defence. That's certainly not the way to do it, though. That one hits the deck. And so with just over 5 minutes remaining, you'd imagine Tonga had this one all sewn up. So 11-5 the score. A couple of changes here. Running repairs, so to speak, for China. That includes Tommy Wong having a breather. Now Tonga can't it forward out on this left-hand side. Good rushing defence on this occasion. But
Absolutely
now,
it is.
meters here from Holani, and but dang, really getting in his face as well.
That's ball down for sure. Great defensive set there by China. They should be extremely proud of that. Tonga struggling to get out of their own half every time China are on their try line. They've either come up with an error or China are putting enough pressure on where it's fifth and last, just over halfway. Really good defence by China.
Well, that probably was their best defensive set so far. As now Brandon Wong carts it forward. He's had plenty of energy with his carries so far.
Oh.
Good line speed there from Tonga. Got away with it as well. Potentially could have been called for offside. Last one instead brought up, and they've lost track of the touch count here, China. So there is the turnover with just over 4 minutes remaining. 11-5 the score here in Mudgee.
It was nearly touch pass by Fafita in the middle. And again, see, they're just struggling at the moment. Tonga trying to come out of their own half. I don't know, you're 11-5 up. There's 4 minutes to go. At this level, if you come up against a really dominant team, they will punish you for taking the foot off the gas. So Tonga really need to make sure in the later games in this campaign, they absolutely dominate all the way through.
And then a very slow effort there from Joseph Liu, who was diving from distance, but it was telegraphed, that attempt. Hasn't quite got the same speed and getting to ground as Thomas Wong does. Liu once again navigating on this left-hand side. Then Kwok tries to scoop it up. Ball hits the deck. Another turnover here. So unfortunately it's been a second half punctuated by errors from both teams. A little juggle there as well from Tau Katai Lata. He does have a double so far, including that length of the field effort. Cuts it up through the middle. Once again, great line speed here from China, just jamming them in, preventing them from getting to their box, for that matter, here for Tonga.
They're really struggling, aren't they, Tonga, in the last 5 minutes here of the match? But you just see the effortless ball flow from Tonga with Fafita and Brayton. They've been strong in the middle, haven't they? Just really effortless ball movement.
A little bit too strong there in the contest from Brandon Wong. And he'll be forced sub there for leading with the shoulder in the touch. So a genuine opportunity now for Tonga. They haven't been down this end of the field for at least 5 minutes. JP Fafita also sitting on a hat-trick. Has been since the first half. Bouncing around now. Gets it back once again. A little dummy. Once more, he was looking for that little round-the-corner pass.
Yeah.
He came up with the try in the first half from it.
Jesse Cochran just getting his hand to the ball. But they're good, aren't they? Fafita. Got Carl Bailey on 2 tries.
Now Fafita once again. Oh, lovely ball from Bryanton and then slammed down from JP Fafita just to put the exclamation mark on the result. Brings up a dirty dozen and does them dirty with that plant down.
Bryanton, really nice defence, taking it into the line. The Chinese defence, unfortunately, just collapsing in too quickly. And Catherine Gonzalez, unfortunately, was close, just couldn't get the hand on Fafita and slam dunking it into the try line. They're a confident bunch, James.
Yeah, especially the younger contingent in this Tongan side.
I love it, but how good is it to watch them with all the confidence strutting around? Yeah, it's a great display of touch footy, that is. As China back onto the attack with 2 minutes to play.
Now Yu finding Wong through the middle. Wong was looking for that offside call, not forthcoming from the referee. Plays it back on the 7 now. Does he have another one in the repertoire? This time losing the hat. Will still try and unleash back towards the middle. That one didn't quite come out cleanly. Hits the deck, and with just over a minute to go, Tonga have this one all sewn up. Don't forget, straight after this one, we move to a cracking fixture here between our second and third place finishes respectively at the 2024 World Cup in the Men's Open. Lebanon and New Zealand doing battle. That should be a cracking encounter. So now Tonga with Cavalli New shifting it on. Bailey out there for Tau Kate Latte. Plays it eventually here. Bailey digging deep into the line. Cavalli New was there waiting for it, but a little flat-footed, and the ball comes free. And that should be the last rave we see from Tonga in this one. Just over 20 seconds remaining. Good runs here from China, trying to work it away from their own end. They'd love to finish strongly with this last set. Up to halfway they go once again. Into the arms of Kwok. He's been strong himself. Now Cochrane takes off, finds a pass there for Kwok. Just couldn't quite get the little flick on.
I thought he was going to throw it over his shoulder. Kwok. It was good. A really good last set there from China. See Kwok coming out of the line. It was actually Cochrane, rather, coming out of the line. It's a really good way to finish from both camps. High-scoring fixture, and what a game it is to open the Asia-Pacific Cup, James.
Yeah, certainly was. Full of passion, full of pride, and some dazzling moments in particular from the likes of Thomas Wong for China and the speedmen for Tonga, including Fafita, Cavalli New as well. And there's Whitney Tupou scoring that try a little earlier in that second half, and then Cavalli New, of course, who picked up tries for fun in that game, 3 in total. Really took it to them, as did this man, Bryanton. Everybody playing a part here for Tonga, and of course the long-range effort from Tau Kate Latte, who can really move for a big man. So he went the length. Full-time score here between Tonga and China in the opening fixture of our 2026 Asia-Pacific Opens Touch Cup. 12-5 to Tonga in the Mixed Opens division. Don't go too far. A short break and then all the action with our Men's Open as Lebanon take on New Zealand next across Bar TV and